They laughed while throwing Coca-Cola on an elderly couple, unaware their son was a Navy SEAL. The afternoon sun bathed Maplewood Street in golden light, peaceful, ordinary, the kind of day you'd barely remember. Harold and May Thompson sat on their porch swing, hands gently clasped, watching the neighborhood kids pedal by on bikes. At 78 and 76, their love had weathered decades of storms, joys, losses, and quiet mornings just like this. They didn't ask for much, just dignity, a little peace, and the hope that kindness still lived in the hearts of the young. But kindness wasn't what came that day. A group of teenagers, loud, restless, and looking for entertainment, walked past the Thompsons' white picket fence. One of them, holding a half-finished bottle of Coca-Cola, smirked. "Check it out. Grandpa and Grandma love birds," he jeered. Laughter erupted like wildfire. Before Harold could speak, the bottle arced through the air. Ice-cold cola splashed across May's floral dress and Harold's worn cardigan. The teenagers doubled over laughing, pulling out their phones to record. "Stay classy, old people," another shouted, as the couple sat frozen, not from the chill of the soda, but from the sting of humiliation. From across the street, 6-year-old Raya watched, her heart pounding. She'd always loved the Thompsons. They'd given her cookies when she scraped her knee, read her stories when her parents worked late. Without thinking, she ran toward them. "Stop it! That's not funny!" she cried, standing between the teens and the elderly couple, her tiny fists balled at her sides. The teens just laughed harder. "Ah, the baby's playing hero," one mocked, ruffling her hair roughly. Laya's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't move. She stood there, trembling but resolute, a child's instinctive courage shining through. Unseen by all, a black SUV had just pulled into the Thompsons' driveway. Ethan Thompson, tanned, broad-shouldered, eyes sharp from years of service, had just returned home from a classified Navy SEAL deployment. He'd planned to surprise his parents with a quiet dinner, a long hug, and the photo of their grandson he'd carried in his vest through every mission. Instead, he saw his mother wiping cola from her face with shaking hands, his father's shoulders hunched in quiet shame, and a little girl, no older than his nephew, standing like a shield against cruelty. Ethan didn't storm forward. He didn't yell. He simply stepped onto the lawn and said, calm as still water, "You done?" The laughter died instantly. The teens turned and froze. There was something in Ethan's presence, a quiet authority that made their phones feel suddenly heavy in their hands. One tried to bluff. "It was just a joke, man." Ethan nodded slowly. "Yeah, jokes are funny when they don't hurt people who can't fight back." He walked past them and knelt beside his parents. "I'm home, Mom. Dad?" His voice cracked, just once. Harold squeezed his son's arm. "We're all right, son." But Ethan wasn't looking at them. He turned back to the teenagers. "You think strength is pushing people down? Real strength is lifting them up. It's choosing not to laugh when everyone else does. It's seeing someone hurt and being the one who stops it." Silence. Not a single snicker, not a single smirk. Then the boy who'd thrown the Coke whispered, "I'm sorry, sir." Ethan didn't accept it right away. He simply said, "Remember this feeling. Carry it with you. And next time you see someone being treated like trash, be the one who picks them up." He helped his parents inside, Laya trailing behind, her tears now of relief. Later that evening, as they sat at the kitchen table with mugs of chamomile tea, Harold said quietly, "We didn't want you to see that, Ethan." Ethan looked at his father, then at the photo of his parents on their wedding day hanging on the wall. "Some battles aren't fought on foreign soil, Dad. Sometimes they're right here, in our streets, in our hearts." That night, as the neighborhood slept, a different kind of courage settled over Maplewood Street. Not the kind with guns or glory, but the kind that chooses kindness when it's easier to look away. And sometimes, The greatest heroes don't wear capes. They wear fatigues, or floral dresses, or hand-me-down sneakers and stand 6 years tall. If this story moved you, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of standing up for others, please like, share, and subscribe to ACA Story Tales. Your support helps us bring more emotional, heart-driven stories to millions around the world. Because in a world that often feels cold, stories like this remind us that heroes are still among us. Thanks for watching.